Okay, so let's show you how we got here. If we take a look at this clip, this is what the source clip looked like. So notice that it's pretty washed out, and what I did is I added a gradient on top of it. So you can see there's the source, here's where we ended up. Notice how the cloud detail just pops, and there's a whole lot more richness and color, and the kids are, I mean, it's just more dramatic. So what we did is, if you remember, one of the things that Ansel Adams taught us was the idea of a graduated filter. And what I did is I applied a special kind of grad filter to this clip. Let's just take half of this away here. I added a grad filter. We'll go to gradient and go up to the inspector and change the color so that the top is black and the bottom is white, and then go to blend modes and change it to overlay. And notice how we're pulling out the detail in the clouds, but everything down here has gotten way too white. So what I want to do now is change the color of the bottom. So instead of having it be white, I'm going to have it be a mid-tone gray right around in here. And now, using the overlay, look at how we can bring out the detail in the water and bring out the detail in the sky by using just that graduated filter. So it's dark black and medium gray, shading to medium gray. Then I went to the color corrector and added standard color correction, and with the exposure just boosted just a little bit on the white, but cranked the saturation, just pumped the saturation so there's just color dripping all over this. With the next shot, again, look at where the saturation is. We're just plain putting the saturation way through the roof, but I'm watching the scopes because I don't want to have the scopes indicate that my colors are oversaturated. I'm still inside legal boundaries, legal whites, legal blacks, legal saturation, even here, where everything is legal, but we're just really pumping it. Here, I wanted to emphasize the detail, the muscles in his chest. So we pulled the saturation up to make the shot richer, and then we pulled the midtones down just a bit, which makes that more dramatic. Same kind of concept here, punching the saturation. Here I decided to just let this saturation go, and how did I shade it? We pulled everything down. Notice the black levels are down, the mids are down, to give a sense of drama and richness and magic hour lighting, but still watching my scopes to make sure that everything is legal. Now you notice this one shot here where he does this handstand. He's actually holding that there's no still frame involved here. But let's say that we wanted to create a different kind of effect. This is a neat effect that first showed up in Final Cut 7 that I just want to share with you real quick. Remember I said that it was the end of the day and these kids were tired? Man, I would be unable to walk after doing some of what they were doing, but this dancer, all right, let's see, that's not the one that I want. There's got to be another one, I think. There she is right here. Okay, so here's an interesting effect. She's doing a handstand. Well, what I would like to do is I would like to freeze that handstand, both right there. So I'm going to put the playhead where I want the freeze to occur, and we're going to create what's called a hold frame. Again, both Final Cut and Premiere have that. Keyboard shortcut for Final Cut is Shift-H. And what happens is she now holds this shot for as long as we want. If we zoom into the timeline, I grab the thumb here. I can drag this to be whatever duration I want. Well, what I want to do is I want to not only hold that, let's just find the end where it picks up, slice the clip, then run this clip at a slow motion. I want to run at about, 50% speed. So as I play this back, it looks like this. She goes in and then comes out more slowly. So I've got a different speed for that effect. But I want to add another effect to it. This is called a trails effect. Drop it on here. And now as she moves, we can trail after her the image of what she's doing. So let's just have the duration be a half a second. We'll have 6 echoes, and we're going to trail the dark. And now as we watch this, now the benefit, there's 2 key benefits here. Many times a dance movement looks really good when you just hold it. Like remember how he went into that handstand and just held that for about a quarter to half a second before he let himself fall out of it. Well, sometimes for a dramatic effect, it may be better just have him snap up into it. Also notice that we got a much more interesting move by doing slow motion on the movement coming out. Normal speed going in, hold a freeze frame, and do slow-mo. So what we've done here is all of that. We've got her going in, full speed, freeze it, slow motion coming out with the trails to emphasize it, which would allow me to stretch a clip. This handstand, or this flip, only runs about 2.5 to 3 seconds, but my beat structure requires 409. So I have to stretch it out. And the way that I would stretch it out is through this freeze frame and through the hold frame. But notice that I don't start adding effects or starting to worry about color grading until I've got the whole editing complete. I want to make sure my story works. And then as we've got problems, I can start to fix them with slow motion and freeze frames and hold frames as we're trying to figure out where to put the cut and where to, how to reinforce the movement. This has been an excerpt of a recent Power Up webinar looking at how to create music and dance videos. For the complete version of this online training, become a member of our video training library at larryjordan.com/membership and look for Webinar 185. If you need to stretch your training dollars, a subscription membership to our video training library saves you money. You can access all our videos for a low monthly price of only $19.99. That's more than 1,200 movies, hundreds of hours of training, all in depth and all up to date. Plus, members can attend any of our Power Up webinars for free. Our training covers Apple and Adobe software. We update it every week, and for more information, visit larryjordan.com/subscriptions. And thanks.